Hi, I'm Marissa Krieg, and I'm in ITM 2010, Section 04 with Professor Don Hardaway. Today, I'm going to introduce you to databases, most importantly SQL and NoSQL. I found this comic to be most interesting because it kind of makes fun of the idea that a lot of companies think that they need an SQL database, and yes, it is a very good thing, and we're about to get into that, but they don't know why they feel they need it. They see it in business magazines, and it's more of a fad to them. My thesis statement that kind of sums up what we are about to talk about is databases are the essential memory component of all technological devices. There are two types of databases, SQL and NoSQL. Okay, to lay out what we're going to talk about today, I have an overview of main points. What is a database? Who uses databases? SQL, NoSQL, comparison between SQL and NoSQL, and the benefits of both SQL and NoSQL. Okay, to get into our presentation today, I wanted to start off with a word cloud about what a database is. And it's more of like a storage of information, and it's kind of like big data, it holds a lot of information, and it's many times always online. And as you can see, there's SQL, NoSQL, and analysis all included in this. So what is a database? It's a collection of organized data that can include information such as schemes, tables, queries, reports, views, and more. Many times a database is public and can be accessed by all, but sometimes it can be withheld by a private business or company for their specific use. The user can access, use, or update the data easily. Who uses databases? Databases are used in most professions, especially if one needs something like statistics to do their job correctly. So people like sports managers, medical professionals, educators, law enforcement, Department of Motor Vehicles, banks, government, and students all use databases to achieve their goals. Our first type of database is SQL databases. It stands for Structured Query Language. It is a programming language used to manage data in a relational manner. The process is data insert, query, update and delete, schema, creation and modification, and data access control. This graphical image shows how relational data, such as SQL databases, is stored. It shows how SQL public databases migrate with the raw hardware and the private cloud servers. NoSQL databases actually stands for not only SQL, which means it organizes non-relational data as well as SQL sorted data. NoSQL databases are frequently changing, can be easily added to, and stores data. There are four types of NoSQL databases: the key value, column-based, document database, and graph database. They are all focused on being more creative and not so focused on relational and likeness. Now let's compare the two, SQL versus NoSQL. First off, in comparison, we have the most obvious difference between SQL and NoSQL. SQL is relational, while NoSQL is non-relational. This means that SQL is only one type of structure, while NoSQL has many different variations. The fixed structure of SQL is a data table, while NoSQL is documents, key value pairs, graphs, columns, or multimodal, which means it can combine any of the structures previously named. To further our comparison, SQL is a relational data model that is highly structural and focused on a table, while NoSQL has many variations but is many times a document data model. In summation, if there is one thing you want to remember about the differences between NoSQL and SQL, is that SQL is a more structured and rigid format than NoSQL. The pros of SQL versus NoSQL include that SQL is good at organizing structured data and dealing with larger workloads in a higher performance way. SQL is good for non-relational data, and since it is schemaless and less structured, it is able to be changed and transformed. The cons of SQL include that it can be difficult to scale, and since it is more structured, it leaves room for little variation. The cons of NoSQL are that since it is still in the works, it is still conquering a lot of bugs. SQL allows for the ability to link data, makes information more accessible, is more flexible, time-saving, and user-friendly. The benefits of NoSQL are that it organizes varying types of data because of non-relational data structure. Because of its lack of schema or links between data points, it can frequently change, allowing for more variability. Thanks for watching, and let me leave you with this last tidbit. Which database do you believe will work best for your business?